I am back with another video. Me and my sister are going to do like a little interview type of vlog. The reason why we're doing this is because she's been wanting to do this video for a while now, and we just haven't had time to do it. We are also going to talk about like work related. So this is like an interview-ish. If you like podcast, you can just put this video and drive and just listen to what she's saying and what I'm gonna be asking her. I know that sometimes most of us have gone through a place in a workplace where you feel it's unfair and you feel mentally drained with that. I know it happened to me, and it's kind of fucked up because it can get to you mentally. This is what happened to her, and if you want to listen to her story, then keep watching. So here is my sister Jennifer, you guys, as I already mentioned in the video. We are going to be talking about work related, as I told you guys, and what happened with her and where she was working at. So here's Jenny. You wanna
Hi everyone.
say hi?
So I was a sister store. I'll say that. A lot of stores have sister stores. It's a clothing store. You could buy leggings, loungewear, basically, sports bras. It's almost like another type of Victoria's Secret, but more body positivity. It's not like, you know, Victoria's Secret tiny things. It's more inclusive.
All right. So the first question I have for you, Jenny, is when did you start working again? Like what year and what month?
I started working not last year, but 2 years ago.
Yeah, like 2 years ago. What was your job there? Like, what were you doing?
So I started off as just a sales associate. So yeah, and then they moved me up to sales lead. No, not sales lead. What is it? Stockroom lead.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the first thing I did there was try selling and everything. But I don't know if the people that worked at retail, sometimes people just don't want you to like talk to them while they're shopping, and I'm that type of person. The type of people they have at work, I don't know how to say this without sounding a little weird, but they're not minorities. It's a bunch of white people shopping there, basically.
Okay.
So I felt weird always talking to them. I don't know why. I just sometimes felt like they just didn't want to talk to me. They would much rather talk to my other coworker who wasn't Mexican or a minority. But at the same time, I'm a shy person, but when I know I have to work, I'll try my best to sell things. So that was my job. And then, but they knew that at my old job I was a sales lead, so I was able to open and close, count money at the register, train people, and all of that. So they were always trying to look for a better job for me, which I appreciate. But months later, they told me I could become a stockroom lead, which I was never used to because I was always a sales lead, not a stockroom. So their stockroom is small with a lot of shipment. Almost every day we would get around 40 to 60 boxes a day if it wasn't holidays.
So if it wasn't holidays?
Yeah, if it wasn't holidays, we would only get 40 to 60.
What if it was holidays?
On holidays, we would get like 80. And it was just me sometimes. So my shifts were from 5, right?
Yeah.
Either from 5 to 10 or 6 to 10.
In the morning.
In the morning. And I would always show up on time. I had my own key. I knew how to do everything, except it was just a really hard job because I had to do everything by myself. And it's like a lot of little things. It's like so many things that they put on you in a short amount of time. I feel like everyone who knows this and doesn't work full time knows that they expect you to do so much on a part-time shift. So a part-time shift for me was always 4 hours. So then I started off as organizing the stock room. Every time we got shipment, I would have to put sensors on it, sensor them.
Okay. Sensors.
And they're such a pain in the butt to censor. And I had to organize undies, and undies in a box, literally each undie comes wrapped in plastic. So every time I had to open it and organize it, open it and organize it, and it would be big boxes full of that. So I had to do that. I had to censor everything. If it's running low, So I had to use an app, and the app was such a pain because sometimes it wasn't even right. So you have to scan every single, like, let's say it's like one shirt that's red and one shirt that's blue. You have to scan the red one and see how many you need of those, and you have to scan the blue one to see how many you have of those. You have to do that to every single item in the store. I had to do that in 4 hours. I possibly physically couldn't do it at all, and I felt like I was a failure, basically.
It made you feel rushed because they gave you like this certain time, and then you had to do like all this stuff out in the back.
Yeah, basically. I was happy that I didn't have to deal with people, which I don't really mind, since, you know, but I feel like my first job was crazy. It was more of a chill job. I, like, you know, I was with a lot of moms, parents, and it was more chill, whereas in this job it's a lot of teens, a lot of crazy, let's call them Karens, a lot of Karens. A lot of Karens.
And not mean, so
especially around the holidays, it was crazier.
Yeah, it does get crazy with the holidays, especially the attitudes. Yep. Another thing is, I would notice, she would sometimes come from work, like, you know, like super stressed out and just like not in a bad mood. Well, obviously they did kind of put her in a bad mood, but not towards us, you know. She would come out stressed, and it just got to the point that it was like mentally affecting her as well. Do you want to talk about whenever what the managers would say? Because another thing she told me about, and I want her to talk about, is, remember you guys had those like walkie talkies or whatever? Yeah, the head. They would make you like say stuff, right?
Okay, when I first started seeing that, it was a really weird job. Like, it was kind of condescending towards us workers, not the management, but like the workers. Was this one time I was selling, and it didn't happen to me, but I was part, you know, I was there. One instance that happened where I kind of felt a little weird, it didn't happen to me personally, but I was there and I like heard and saw everything, was, I'm gonna make up names for them, okay? Okay. Everyone wears headsets. It's like the little thing you put on the back of your ear, and then it's like a microphone, you turn it on and off. And everyone who has one could hear something when you say it. So this one time I was working, and it was me, a manager, and another sales associate. And it was when I was barely working. So we were just like, I was folding, and this customer comes in, and you always have to greet them, obviously. And the other sales associates, let's call her Maria. Okay. So this girl Maria, she was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, this and this, like, what are you looking for today? Like, basically, whatever you say. And the manager's like looking at them, right? Well, she obviously wants to see how we're doing. And the lady's like, oh no, I'm fine, thank you. And then I think there was a little girl, or it was either her or the little girl, and my coworker had shoes on. She always wore leggings and running shoes on. And the lady was like, oh, I like your shoes. And she was like, oh, thank you. And I think she asked her where she got them from, and she told them. And then my manager is like, hey, Maria, next time they ask something like that, instead of saying like where you got it from, say, oh, we don't have shoes, but we have socks. And I was just like, bro, she's like right there, like, tell her that. And why the fuck would she want fucking socks?
Yeah.
She
like
talked about shoes, why would she want socks?
Yeah, I found that kind of annoying because like a customer's just there like trying to make like a compliment to you, and then the managers are over here like just saying something to sell something, I mean, of their store, which is great, but you just don't say that. It makes you uncomfortable as well.
Especially if everyone can hear it, it's more like you could go up to her and be like, hey, you know what, next time try to convince them to buy something else. Whereas then, like, I already told you guys, like, you can't convince customers to fucking buy things. Like, if they don't want it, they don't want it.
That's something that also, to me, like, that has never happened to me, but it's better to just, for somebody to tell you, like you said, one-on-one, because you don't want everybody to hear your business, you know, like, or what they want to tell you, because that can be embarrassing. I would feel embarrassed if I was in Maria's shoes.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was always like that. It was never, like, like, oh my god, good job, you know. I mean, they did do it, but only whenever it was like beneficial to them.
Yeah.
There is another thing. I think I already was a stock lead in this one, but I was in the stock room fixing the stock room because it was a mess. I will show you. She will put a picture there.
Yes.
It was such a bad mess. It was so stressful. I wanted to cry every time I walked in. Anyways, this time I was working on the stock room, and then there was this one girl who got hired literally the same day I got hired, and we did training together, and we'll call her Aubrey. So this girl Aubrey, she was getting in trouble because supposedly she wasn't really working and she was on her phone a lot. And I was just like, okay, I get it, you know, they don't want you on their phones or whatever. And the thing is though, the manager that always worked with me or her was always on her phone. Literally anytime she could, she was. I never said anything because I didn't want to get on their bad side. But this girl got in trouble and they brought her in for, I think it was like a Saturday shift. And they were telling her basically